Level 1. Surviving the month. Your phone vibrates at 6:42 a.m. Payment failed. You don't even have to unlock the screen to know which bill it is. Rent cleared yesterday. The electricity company tries today. Your checking account holds $18.73. You stare at the ceiling for another minute, calculating numbers that never work. Breakfast costs money. Driving costs money. Being late costs money. Everything begins and ends with money, especially when you don't have any. You work 45 hours this week, maybe 50. Your paycheck arrives Friday, but half of it disappears before you ever see it. Rent, insurance, minimum credit card payment, student loans, a phone bill that somehow increases every few months. Your entire financial strategy is timing. If the paycheck lands before the automatic withdrawals, you survive. If it doesn't, the overdraft fees begin eating whatever remains. You learn that poverty isn't dramatic. It's administrative. You memorize due dates instead of birthdays. You know exactly how much gas your car needs to make it until payday. $7. Never 10. Never 20. You become an expert at saying no. No, I can't make dinner. No, maybe next month. No, I'm busy. Busy sounds better than broke. The people around you talk about vacations. You talk about overtime. Your world is measured in hours because every hour has a price attached to it. 1 extra shift means groceries. 2 extra shifts mean the credit card balance stops growing. 3 extra shifts mean maybe, just maybe, you breathe for a week. You believe money buys freedom. You don't know yet that freedom changes shape every time your net worth grows. One evening, your manager offers you a promotion, $2 more per hour. You accept before hearing the job description. That's the first rule. At the bottom, you don't negotiate. You survive. Level 2. Building the cushion. Your first 5-figure bank balance feels unreal. $10,000. You open your banking app 6 times a day just to confirm it still exists. For the first time, an emergency doesn't automatically become a catastrophe. The transmission fails. Annoying. Not life-ending. You stop calculating every grocery item before putting it into the cart. You buy the better shoes instead of the cheapest ones. You replace things before they completely fall apart. Small luxuries begin to appear. A decent mattress. Noise-canceling headphones. A passport. You discover something strange. Money doesn't eliminate stress. It changes its language. Now you're obsessed with saving instead of surviving. You read books about investing. You listen to finance podcasts during your commute. Compound interest becomes more exciting than weekend parties. Your coworkers spend bonuses on new trucks. You buy index funds. They laugh. You quietly calculate where you'll both be in 15 years. Every dollar becomes a soldier. None are allowed to sit idle. You begin tracking your net worth every month, then every week, then every morning. The number starts controlling your emotions. A 2% market drop ruins your afternoon. A good earnings report lifts your mood. The graph becomes part of your identity. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" You start asking, "What will this cost me in 10 years?" It's the same question, just spoken by a different person. Level 3. Crossing into 6 figures. The first $100,000 doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives one disciplined decision at a time. Then one day you refresh your portfolio. $100,241. Nothing changes. The sky looks identical. Traffic still exists. Coffee still costs $6. But something invisible shifts. Banks suddenly treat you differently. Investment firms start calling. Friends ask for advice. Family members casually mention business ideas. You become aware that money attracts gravity. Everyone assumes some of yours should orbit toward them. You begin saying another word. No. Not because you don't care. Because every unnecessary dollar leaving your account delays future freedom. Your lifestyle barely changes. Your neighbors think you're strangely boring. Your car is paid off. Your apartment isn't impressive. Your clothes rarely have logos. The wealthiest looking people you know often owe the most. You start recognizing a hidden hierarchy. Income creates comfort. Assets create leverage. Leverage creates options. Options create power. The game was never about spending. It was always about ownership. You don't just earn money anymore. Money starts earning money without asking your permission. That realization changes everything. Level 4. Becoming a millionaire. 7 digits. $1 million. You celebrate with takeout. Not because you're cheap, because you understand what the number actually represents. Time. Thousands of work hours stored as financial energy. Your investments now produce more in a month than your first job paid in a year. People begin calling you lucky. They didn't watch the weekends. They didn't see the missed vacations. They weren't there for the years when every purchase required justification. Luck makes a convenient explanation for invisible discipline. Now opportunity behaves differently. Business owners invite you into deals. Private investments appear. You stop thinking like an employee. You think like an allocator. Every conversation becomes an investment decision. Is this relationship valuable? Is this partnership sustainable? Is this company durable? The currency changes. Information becomes more valuable than cash. You realize wealthy people trade introductions instead of resumes. A single dinner can create 7 figures, or destroy them. The rooms become quieter. The stakes become larger. No one raises their voice. Power rarely needs volume. Level 5. The Insider. $5 million, then 8, then 10. The exact number matters less than the network surrounding it. Money no longer opens doors. People open them before you arrive. You receive invitations that can't be purchased. Private conferences, closed investment groups, dinner tables where billion-dollar acquisitions begin with casual conversation. No cameras, no announcements, just trust. You notice another hidden rule. The richest people rarely discuss money directly. They discuss access, regulations, markets, relationships, timing. Money follows those conversations like a shadow. You hire accountants, lawyers, tax strategists, estate planners. Each protects a different piece of your growing empire. Your financial life becomes too complicated for one person to understand. Ironically, the richer you become, the less directly you control. Delegation replaces ownership. Trust replaces certainty. You sleep well, then suddenly wake at 3:14 a.m., not because you're afraid of losing everything, because now you actually have something worth protecting. Level 6. Power through ownership. $25 million. You no longer ask for jobs, you create them. Hundreds of employees receive paychecks because of decisions you make. Your signature influences families you've never met. Responsibility quietly replaces excitement. A bad quarter isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's layoffs, factory closures, canceled expansion plans, communities notice, investors notice, competitors notice. Every public appearance carries weight. Every interview moves markets inside your industry. You discover reputation has become a financial asset. One careless sentence can erase millions. One trusted recommendation can create tens of millions. Your schedule transforms. Breakfast with investors, lunch with executives, evening charity gala, private board meeting at 8:30 p.m., home after midnight. You own your time less than ever before. The irony settles in. You spent years chasing financial freedom. Now your calendar belongs to everyone else. Power expands. Freedom contracts. Level 7. The Power Broker. $50 million. People stop asking what you own. They ask who you know. Your phone rarely rings unexpectedly. Every meeting is arranged through assistants. Every introduction is intentional. Governors seek campaign donations. Founders seek capital. Universities seek endowments. Journalists seek comments. Influence becomes your primary asset. Money simply amplifies it. You realize entire industries move because enough powerful people agree they should. Markets appear chaotic from the outside. Inside, they're conversations. Private, quiet, strategic. You attend meetings where billion-dollar mergers are discussed over coffee. No dramatic speeches, just patient negotiation. You understand another uncomfortable truth. The most powerful people aren't always the wealthiest. They're the ones who decide where wealth flows. Control isn't ownership. Control is direction. The more influence you gain, the fewer genuine friendships remain. Everyone wants something. Access, capital, approval. Your circle becomes smaller. Your security becomes larger. Trust becomes the rarest luxury you own. Level 8, the $100 million threshold. The number appears almost casually. $100,018,447. You close the laptop. Not because it isn't important, because numbers stopped providing satisfaction a long time ago. Your wealth now exists across businesses, investment funds, real estate, private equity, treasury bonds, and companies you rarely visit. Entire teams manage assets you barely think about. The machine runs whether you wake up early or sleep until noon. People assume this is complete freedom. They don't see the invisible walls. Every decision has consequences measured in millions. Every partnership requires legal teams. Every acquisition creates headlines. Privacy disappears. Your name travels farther than you do. You begin noticing silence, not the peaceful kind, the distance. Old friends hesitate around you. New friends arrive already impressed. Neither reaction feels authentic. You remember worrying about overdraft fees. That version of you feels like someone else. Money solved countless problems. It never answered the oldest question. Who are you when survival is no longer the objective? You built an empire one disciplined choice at a time. Then the empire quietly rebuilt you. Your habits, your relationships, your identity. Everything changed so gradually, you barely noticed. You own companies, properties, investments, influence. But ownership always comes with obligation. Someone is always waiting for your decision. Somewhere, another deal needs approval. Another board expects leadership. Another opportunity demands attention. The machine never truly stops. Neither do you. Late one evening, you look out across a city glowing with millions of lights. Each window contains someone chasing a different version of success. Some want their first $1,000. Some want their first million. Some believe one more zero will finally make them feel safe. You know better, because every level promises arrival. Every level simply introduces another game. Your phone vibrates. An assistant confirms tomorrow's schedule. Investment committee at 8. Foundation board at 10. Lunch with international partners. Dinner with a founder asking for $40 million in funding. You approve the calendar without reading every detail. Outside, another young worker checks a banking app before bed. $18.73. A promotion is coming. An opportunity is waiting. They think they're climbing toward freedom. You know they're stepping into a system that never really ends. Tomorrow morning, they'll shake someone's hand for the first time. They believe they're beginning a career. You recognize the first move in a hierarchy built on ambition, discipline, sacrifice, and quiet compromise. They don't understand the cost yet. You do. And somewhere, the numbers start counting again.